What really supports healing is coming into the present moment, letting go of the past and letting go of the future other than the planning that we have to do for it, which means showing up here and now. When that happens and you turn off the discourse and the stuff that's always going on in the mind, then the body elicits what Dr. Herbert Benson, who for many years was a person that I did research with, it elicits what Benson calls the relaxation response. And the body naturally goes into a state that's antagonistic to stress, and that the cardiovascular system is in balance, the blood pressure goes down, the heart rate goes down, the immune system recovers, you sleep better. So if you think about what turns the mind off, I would say that other than focused sorts of meditation, what tends to work best for people are two things. One is nature, because nature meditates you. It takes you out of yourself, turns off what's going on in the mind. But the other thing that works really well for most people is music, that you absorb yourself in the music, not just listening as a background, but listening like a meditation. And what happens for people is exquisite emotions get triggered. They become present in their body and everything shifts. So it's a wonderful way to relax, which is much more than just relaxation. It's a whole healing kind of cascade that goes on. Most of the research on the relaxation response has involved meditation, either concentration meditation or mindfulness meditation. And what we know, for example, from recent research at the University of Wisconsin at Madison, this is research of Richard Davidson on long-term meditators, is that it actually changes the happiness set point, and it activates a place in the left frontal lobe of the brain. So meditation actually changes what we call neuronal plasticity, the way that the brain is actually wired. And I think that music, although I don't know if anyone's done any research on this, but I think that music does something that's very specific. I hope that Davidson and some of these other labs will do research on music, because they study people who have thousands and thousands of hours of meditation under their belts, Tibetan Buddhists, nuns, but anyone can listen to music. That's what's so wonderful about it. You don't have to be a master of the practice. You just have to be willing. If you think about sacred music, in every tradition there is some kind of sacred music, some kind of chanting. And that's a gateway that brings people into an altered state. And that's where I think meditation and music overlap, because that altered state that happens when your mind is not busy thinking things up, but you're present or you're in a reverie. These are different states, but both altered states. Something very special happens. So, for example, if you are Catholic and you hear chanting in Latin, that is a doorway. If you, for example, go to a Benedictine monastery and you hear the monks or nuns sing the divine offices, it's not just the language, but it's the cadence, it's the chant, definitely a doorway to the sacred. This world parts, the discursive thinking goes away, and you're in a totally different place.